of discussion. And at the end of the day, what we want to do at the other end of the spectrum is that we want to continue having these discussions so that at the end of the day, we not only raise awareness, but we unlock activation in our own spaces.
That it's all about how we think, how we feel, how we behave and cope with normal stresses of life, how we relate to others and make choices. It includes the emotional, psychological and social state of well-being of an individual. So what does this mean? So it means it's inevitable that the same way that your body fails, your physiology fails, at some point in your life, you will have to also recognize that there are elements of mental health that you need to look after. Guys, mental health, physical health, emotional health, social well-being, everything in that realm begins with self-awareness.
And I wanted to ask, how do we make it a community activity? Can one find healing within the community?
I want you to consider the reality of your brain and how important it is to really manage your brain's energy. I want you to consider this reality that you have not a small little engine, not a Volkswagen Beetle or something, you've got a Ferrari engine, and many of them in your brain. Because your brain has more mitochondria than any other organ in your body. And that's what makes it this high-performance engine, because every one of those mitochondria are literally Ferrari engines. And for your brain cells or your neurons to work, they need those mitochondria to give them energy so that they can do what they need to do. So without your mitochondria, if you had to kill all your mitochondria, you wouldn't be able to survive. You would slowly die, even if I fed you food, because your mitochondria can't work to turn that food into energy. You don't get diabetes from eating too much sugar, you get diabetes from your mitochondria breaking, so you can't actually use that sugar, and it makes you sick. You know, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, old people, they can't remember, things like that. That's the ultimate result of no power, no energy in the brain. Just in case you don't know, 40% of the water in your body is made by your mitochondria in the process of it doing its job. And the reason why people are so dehydrated nowadays and are always thirsty, and everyone's saying drink more water, is because our mitochondria are struggling to make water because they're under stress.
So adolescence is a very critical period in life where there's so many changes happening physiologically, psychologically, like your body changes, your mental awareness changes. So we know that people who, research has shown that people who are physically active when they're young, they are more likely to be active as adults. Children would rather be sitting down watching TV, playing on their phones, or doing any sedentary activity. So what our research found, so we first did like baseline testing just to see what is the health of children in these communities. Because we know that healthcare services or clinics and hospitals, they're usually highly congested, or if they're not congested, they are not well resourced. So we're trying to make sure that the children get enough health, or they become healthy so that they do not need to seek out those services, because we know when they do seek out those services, chances are they will be given medicine. As you said, that doctors now, they don't prescribe like you need to be active, you need to eat properly. They just give you a tablet to make you feel better. Children that were more physically active performed better on that cognitive test, which means they were able to, their selective attention was better than children that were inactive.
How do we translate the theoretical knowledge that you've shared with us today into practical activities that we can run at schools?
So the advice I really give to people is try and take control of one meal a day. Think about, let me make that meal one that is just real food. It's difficult to institute changes across the board, you possibly will fail and then you're going to be despondent. So plan one meal for each day of the week that you can control.
It's a challenge in the sense that any changes that we make, looking at the current status of what is happening in schools regarding activity, it needs the Department of Education to buy in, it needs the Department of Sport, Recreation and Arts and Culture to buy in.
But on behalf of the Merciful Days Changemaker Network, thank you so much for your attendance. We do understand that the weather conditions, and last but not least, let's all take care of our mental health.